Alright, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar. And before I hop into the spiritual hydration, first and foremost, I would like to give all praises to the Most High in their true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Ha Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan Ben Yasharella. Shalom to the Akim, the brothers, and the women, the children that sincerely believe, man. Alright. And Salakia in advance, man, I'm still getting over this little stomach bug that's going around. So if my speech is not that strong, that's the reason why. But nonetheless, man, this spiritual hydration is really backing off a lesson that the bishop of the Lions Den Camp did earlier this week on the topic of grace, and essentially just putting out the spiritual hydration from the angle of this whole grace period, this time before the Lord's judgment and destruction befalls the earth, before he takes his prophet, his men of the Lord off the streets, off the highways and byways, off the internet, this whole time period of grace, and opportunity is to get ourselves right, for the coming of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. So the Lord is literally giving us ample amount of time to, correct ourselves, cleanse ourselves, purge ourselves, to dust ourselves off to the best of our capabilities, man, in sincerity and in truth. So that's the angle I wanted to get this spiritual hydration from. And without further ado, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, and verse 16. It says, "Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace." Right? So the scripture is saying, man, let us come boldly unto the throne of grace, man. All right? Because like I said, this time and this opportunity is literally for us to get ourselves right, man, and to purge out and purge off any imperfections or infirmities within ourselves. And you should want to do that boldly, because man, myself and I'm sure many other brothers know, man, without the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, we are literally nothing, man. All right, in this world, in this flesh, all right, we nothing, man. We filthy, we sinful, all right. So knowing those things, man, we should be coming boldly unto the throne of grace, man, all right, unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in truth and in sincerity, man, to make us clean, to purge us, to heal us, to correct our ways, man, and have our ways renewed and aligned, with the Father and His Son, man, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, so you shouldn't be dragging your feet to the throne of grace. You shouldn't be procrastinating. You shouldn't be taking this time for granted, like 2/3 of our people do, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Don't take this time for granted, man, because when the Lord comes back, when the Lord Yahushua comes back, you want him to see his reflection when he looks at you. You don't want him to see your sin and your transgression, the things that you refuse to purge out and correct, while he gave you ample amount of time to do so, man. Because ultimately, if he sees your sin and your transgression, you're going to get judged according to that. All right. But if he sees his reflection, of himself within you, man, you'll receive mercy and grace and Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, salvation, man. All right. So it says, "Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace." All right, come boldly unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, and his grace and his mercy. All right, it says that we may obtain mercy, right? Yeah, man, because coming boldly unto the throne of grace, right, correcting yourself, purging yourself, renewing your mind, correcting your steps, doing those things in truth and in sincerity, in accordance to the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, will obtain you mercy. All right, and again, that's mercy in the midst of famine, extreme food shortages, extreme lack of resource. That's mercy in the midst of civil unrest, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, man, wars and civil wars, race wars. That's mercy, in the midst of martial law. All right, that's mercy in the midst of Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, pushing that MOTB, the mark of the beast that the book of Revelation speaks of, that is a RFID CHIP. All right. And ultimately, that's mercy in the midst of World War III, where it's prophesied for 200 million nuclear missiles to hit this place, man, and destroy this place, Babylon, aka America. All right. So come boldly unto the throne of grace and do what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua requires of you, so that you may obtain mercy. All right. And it says, and find grace to help in time of need, man. All right. And if you in this truth, man, you already know, man, we need the help of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua. All right. Because we can do nothing of ourselves. You feel me? So, man, we need that help from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man, not only in our time of need, but also just in our everyday walk, our everyday life, man. We need that assistance, from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua to be able to continue and to be able to push forward, and conquer this damn flesh, and sin and transgression, and and to purge out all of these imperfections and impurities within ourselves, man. All right. So again, it says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace. All right. Again, man, come boldly unto the throne of grace, man, because, man, that's what this truth is here for. That's what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is there for, man. To come unto him. All right. And kind of picture it like this, man. Picture yourself, you're looking in a spiritual mirror, right? You're looking in the mirror, and any imperfection or blemish or spot or anything like that you see that doesn't that doesn't line up with the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, those are exactly the things that you should be doing away with and actively purging out of yourselves, man. All right. In order to obtain that mercy, man. And also, I'll just throw this in there too, man, because this is something I got a habit of, man, is I'll be like really hard on myself, and in my opinion, I think to a certain degree we should be hard on ourselves, because striving to be men of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we know it's a certain standard that we are to be held to, right? But however, within that, man, don't be so hard on yourself to where you weighing yourself down. You feel what I'm saying? It should be a balance, you know what I'm saying? Have some hardness to yourself and that you hold yourself to, but also give yourself some grace, have that just balance within yourself, man. Just like the Lord, the Lord say a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, man, So you don't want to beat yourself down, but you do want to hold yourself accountable, all right? And man. And, I just had that one scripture for the spiritual hydration, man, just on the topic of grace, man, and I'll get this precept again. Salaki is Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, man. Don't hide from it. Don't shy away from it, man. Come boldly unto the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his grace and his mercy. All right. It says that ye may obtain mercy. All right. Because we're going to need mercy in this day of judgment where all hell is breaking loose in this place. All right. And it says, and find grace to help in time of need, man. All right. And man, we know we need the Lord's help, man, and his assistance on this walk. All right. But you ain't going to get it if you're not obtaining into that throne of grace, right, and doing the things that's required of you in order to receive that mercy and that help, So, man, come boldly unto the throne of grace in truth and in sincerity, man. And, hold yourself accountable, but also give yourself some grace and just continue to put your best foot forward to do what's required of you, man. To finish the race in truth and in sincerity, man. To become a man of the Lord in truth and in sincerity, and Yahweh Tazah to obtain that mercy, that salvation, man. All right. And man. I pray and hope that this lesson, or spiritual hydration rather, was edifying and are encouraging. And with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next.